If you're a Michael Jackson fan, then there's a show coming up in Ipswich next month you won't want to miss. It's the tribute band Who's Bad, who take their name from this song from Jacko. The track that inspired the name of a Michael Jackson tribute band who'll soon be stopping off in Ipswich as part of a UK tour. The man behind the group, Who's Bad, is Vamsi Tadepalli.
Who's Bad was formed 7 years ago in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, in the United States. I was a senior at the University of North Carolina and was trying to put together a band, and Michael Jackson just seemed to make the most sense to me, being a fan of his music and seeing how people react to it all over the world, and I just figured there wasn't anyone else doing it. We should be doing it.
Did the man himself ever get to see you do it?
Unfortunately not. It's one thing that I regret to this day that, we never got a chance to perform for Michael, but we did get a chance in November of last year, actually, to perform for his manager, Frank DeLeo, who came to our show in Nashville, Tennessee, unknowingly to us. That we had no clue he was coming, and he actually bought tickets and checked us out and met with us at the end of the show and shared stories about Michael, and actually by the end of it said Michael would have been proud to see what we were doing.
Oh, that's a lovely real seal of approval for you.
Definitely.
How have you gone about sort of recreating his wonderful music and indeed dancing?
It all starts with the music. When I put the band together 7 years ago, before I even had a frontman, I had the band together. I had written all the charts out, and I knew what we were going to do musically, and I knew that it was going to be solid. And then it was my mission to find the right person to be in front of the ensemble. But it all starts with the music. I mean, that's what a lot of people don't, I guess, realize about Michael, is that, they associate a lot of it with the dance and the videos that they saw on TV. But when it comes down to it, the music behind him grooves. And that's really what my intentions were to show people is, with the live band, when you have the drums, the bass, the guitar, the keyboards, we even have a horn section, that's really what gives the energy to make all that dancing happen.
And who's the man who plays Michael Jackson?
We've actually got two Michaels who alternate throughout the show. One of them is named Joseph Bell, and the other one is Talib York. And they both are very complimentary of each other, actually.
Why have you gone for two? Is that to allow you to go back to Michael's Motown days as well?
Yeah, well, I mean, they both have their own style, and they actually both span all of his career. It's not like one person does the Jackson 5 and one person does all the new stuff. They actually both mix it up. But a big part of the reason why we chose to go with two is because after Michael's passing, the demand increased. We wanted to be able to play the music for as many people as possible, and it's a lot to do for one person. So we decided that having two would allow us to perform more often, and as well as keeping the high-paced energy of the show up. And that's what you'll see is that there's no dead time now for costume changes, whereas if you went to go see Michael, there's probably big pauses in the show where they do instrumental numbers and have time for him to change and whatnot. And then whereas we can just go out there and boom, 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 one song after the next.
You mentioned Michael's passing last year. Where were you when you heard about it?
I was shocked. I mean, it was obviously a sad moment in a lot of people's lives. I remember it vividly. I was at my house. I had just gotten home from running errands to get ready to do a small tour up to Washington, D.C. and New York. We were performing the next day on the 26th, and I got a phone call on the 25th around 4 o'clock Eastern Time from E. Casanova, who is another Michael Jackson tribute artist who lives out in Los Angeles, and we've worked together in the past. And he said, "Vamsi, Michael just got taken in an ambulance for cardiac arrest. They don't know what happened, but he's not breathing. I just wanted to let you know." And E. Casanova, just to give you an idea of him, is considers himself a historian of Michael Jackson. He's definitely one of the most reliable sources of information that I know about Michael, regarding Michael Jackson. And I still didn't even believe him, when he told me that. So I immediately turned the news on. Nothing. Googled it, and TMZ had just posted that, Michael had been taken to the hospital. So I was like, okay, this is bad. And then 20 minutes later, I remember CNN started broadcasting the news, and at that point, my phone, my agent's phone, were just blowing up. I was getting emails, texts, voicemails. It was just craziness. It was kind of a whirlwind, and it was really hard for the next 2 weeks to even experience any sort of emotion because it was just like everyone just wanted us to perform.
Well, I'm sure there'll be plenty of people to see you on stage at the Regent Theatre in Ipswich on Monday the 8th of March and indeed on the other dates of the UK tour. If you had to choose just one Michael Jackson track for me to play right now, Vamsi, which one would it be?
My personal favorite is I Can't Help It, which is on the Off the Wall album.
We'll play that right now. Thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Thank you.